Every year, America celebrates freedom, but freedom for who? While fireworks light the sky, the land remembers genocide, stolen land, stolen lives. The U.S. did not gain freedom, it took it. For Native people, for Black, Brown, and Indigenous communities, the 4th of July isn't independence. There's a painful truth that is almost always left out of the celebration. For Native Americans, the 4th of July is not a symbol of freedom. It's a reminder that while one nation gained independence, hundreds of sovereign Indigenous nations began to lose theirs. The birth of the United States was not the beginning of freedom for everyone on this land. It was the acceleration of colonization, land theft, forced displacement, cultural genocide, and mass killings of the original people of Turtle Island. In fact, the Declaration of Independence itself refers to Native people as merciless Indian savages, revealing how deeply dehumanization was embedded in the foundation of the United States. While settlers celebrated their independence from the British Crown, Indigenous people faced the expansion of violent military campaigns, broken treaties, forced removals, and systems designed to erase their cultures, their languages, and their very existence. And even the symbols we see everywhere on Independence Day hold deeper truths. Look at the American flag. Study it. People wave it with pride, but rarely stop to reflect on what it truly represents. Those red stripes are often said to symbolize valor and bravery, but we actually have to ask whose bravery and whose blood. Those red stripes are soaked in the blood of Indigenous nations whose lands were stolen, in the blood of enslaved Africans whose labor built this nation's wealth, and in the blood of all those whose lives were sacrificed under the banners of conquest, colonization, and imperialism. For many, that flag isn't just a symbol of freedom, it's a symbol of broken treaties, stolen children, stolen land, and stolen futures. A reminder that the promise of liberty and justice for all has always been conditional and never truly meant for all. So let's be really clear here. The violence of colonization didn't stop with Indigenous people alone. Much of what is now the United States, like California, Arizona, New Mexico, Nevada, Utah, Texas, Colorado, was once actually Mexico. This was Mexican land. And before that, it was Indigenous land for thousands of years. The U.S. took it through war, forced treaties, and blatant land theft. The border itself is a colonial invention. It crossed the people. The people did not cross the border. Yet today, the descendants of those original landowners, Indigenous and Mestizo communities from Mexico and Central America, are being criminalized, they're being detained, and deported from lands that were once theirs. Families are being torn apart, children are being locked in cages, and politicians calling them illegals on a land that does not rightfully begin to the U.S. to begin with. Deportation isn't just an immigration issue, it is the modern extension of colonization. It is a continued effort to dispossess and erase brown and Indigenous bodies from their ancestral territories. This isn't just a U.S. story, unfortunately. Colonization is ongoing around the world. We're seeing it in Palestine, Congo, Sudan, Haiti, the Amazon, and now Ukraine and Israel. Millions continue to fight against genocide, occupation, resource extraction, and cultural erasure. And the same imperial systems that shaped the founding of the U.S., continued to drive violence and oppression globally. So when we talk about independence, we've got to ask, independence for whom? True freedom could not exist when it's built on the backs of stolen lives, stolen labor, and stolen lands. It cannot exist until Indigenous people have sovereignty restored, until Black liberation is not just a dream but a reality, until the children of migrants and refugees are not put in cages but recognized as rightful children of this continent, until land back is not just a slogan but a reality for all, until decolonization isn't just a metaphor but a tangible process of returning land, rights, dignity, and autonomy. So as the fireworks explode across the sky, remember, freedom for some was built on genocide, enslavement, and displacement of others. I founded Startup Art Therapy to address the intergenerational and historical trauma resulting from these egregious atrocities, and now partnering with the Mexican government to address the present-day displacement of the Latino people. So, this Independence Day, I invite you, no matter what the color of your skin is, to look beyond the fireworks and remember whose land you are really on.